Good morning, Vegas. I see you. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Starting out with a commercial. Starting out with a commercial. This was a couple of weeks ago when we went and did the harvest. This is Cleanie right here. And then I flew into New York to help. That's me. And we knew we didn't have enough people. So we got a hold of Streety Dairy. This is Streety over here. So Streety came in to help us. And there's about four more people in the other areas that I didn't get a picture of. Okay. But yeah, we were getting we got a little harvest going. Okay. So it worked good. Cleaning made us wear masks. So it was looking pretty good. Yeah, this guy's got quite a grow operation going there. Bridgie, you remember that trip, right? Bridgie was one of these guys. Bridgie's over here. You don't quite see Bridgie. Who else was there? Help me remember who else was there. Penny, who else was there? I know you weren't. I think we forgot to invite you, sweetie. Um, Hags. Hags was gonna come up, but he got busy. No, yeah. Who else is there? Free's there. Free came. He was trying to find a pair of boots. He said, "Pops, do you have this?" Where's my boots? I said, "You got to get a hold of Sandy." We left those with Sandy. Yeah, Billy D was there. Billy D flew in. We put him on East Coast time. Okay. Who else is there? All right. This is Cleanie, Pops, Streety. Streety's taller than that. Streety would be standing up about that tall. Right there. Penny. Anybody needs anything, all they got to do is hit the site and we'll send you a menu. Oh, Penny, that's not true. That's not us. Poor thing. Penny's, what about me? Penny, I gotcha. Look up. Penny, that's not us. Okay? Penny's like, oh, gosh, darn it. You certainly got Penny so good. At least I got one. That's all I care about in the world is when I mess people up like that. Good morning, everybody. It's Tea with Pops. Bridgie helped keep the dream alive. You email, yes, Carrie. You send me on my site. Send me an email, and I'll send you the menu from Cleanie. I was checking the prices, Cleanie. I think they're very, very fair. Your prices are extremely fair considering you have to. His prices include the shipping, include packaging, discreet packaging, include all the work, all the labor, delivery to the post office. I mean, it's basically like calling the dispensary and having it delivered. It's the same deal. Just you have to plan, give it 3 or 4 days on the plan. That's all. And then what's the great thing for Cleanie is there's a lot of states out there that don't have dispensaries. They're not like Michigan where there's one around every corner. There's 3 down my block on the way to the 7-Eleven. 3. I asked Brock, how do you decide which one you go in? So, well, I think they like me in this one. So, Cleanie killing it. Thank you, Cleanie. And my flex on this is don't think that it doesn't help as a secondary income over there at that household. Do you understand what I'm saying? When somebody's worked as hard and put it together, he's actually putting hash together and resins together and stuff like that. I believe that, especially in that weed industry, how competitive it is and how much crap is out there. I believe that it's a beautiful thing if we can help each other in this way. Okay. Oh, 7-Eleven nachos completely rock. SSW. Was addicted to them at one time. I'd have to go through there and double nacho, double cheese it, please. My 7-Eleven, they let you squirt the cheese on yourself. Does yours let you? Do you get to squirt your own cheese on? It's Penny's birthday. Okay, well let me write that down. Got to get pop croons here. We got to get pop croons. SSW, did you squirt your own cheese? Penny. Penny hasn't. How do you have a birthday when you look so young, Penny? I don't believe you. You're doing reverse birthdays. Good morning, everybody. Jesus Christ, you're out of control already this morning. You're out of control. Penny, Laura wants you to have a divine day. Vegas's birthday is Thursday. Vegas, send me your address. Please. I'll send you a birthday present. You deserve one from us. Penny, I need your address today because it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Penny, and then Vaggie. Give me some birthday addresses. Okay? Mine are a little bit more flex. Mine are a little more flex. Over at the Detroit Grow House, sometimes we get to a point where there isn't a whole lot to do. In between things, when there's a whole lot to do. We've also, because we're on bag tech right now, having even more time than we thought we used to. Okay, Ephraim, that sounds good. Thank you, Herbie. I'm glad you got that. I can tell you guys that when you see the fruit and stuff that we're growing, we're using pop soil. So if you guys don't think that it's working well, you're wrong. Good morning, Jeff Coleman. Glad to see you here. So what are we doing when we're polishing our skills? Myself and the guy that we work together over at the Detroit Grow House, he's a Marine. I told you guys that before. What I didn't tell you guys is he was a helicopter pilot. Right? And he got all the gear. He's had all this gear. And he's like, Pops, there's lag time here. What if we set up the flight simulator? What flight simulator? Oh, I have a flight simulator. You do? Get that thing over here. Flight simulator? Let's go flying. Teach me how to land on an aircraft carrier. That's the flight simulator. Boop, chair, couple of controls, the whole foot thing going. Yup. This is what you do. Yeah, that's right, Herbie. This is what you do when you're not doing. You got to put a little time in the seat. See what I'm saying? You got to practice your takeoffs. You got to do a little cargo loading. Okay? Then you got to... I haven't gotten here yet. I need to learn how to land on an aircraft carrier. So, when we talk about pilots and stuff that we did in the past, remember Pops used to fly little airplanes around and smuggle drugs in over the Mexican border? What if I took an F-16 the next time? What if I took an F-16 full of mushrooms and flew them over to Ukraine? What do you think about that idea? An F-16 filled with mushrooms, or maybe a C-30 cargo plane filled with mushrooms, and we'll shoot it over, and I'll do an airdrop in the Ukraine. So that's what Pops say. Sometimes people, Pops, what do you do for fun? We fish. And when it's fishing time, when fishing is done for a minute, we fly. You guys want to see something? I just saw Jeff Coleman here. I miss him. He's my really good friend, and we haven't hung out for a couple of months because of the weather and things he's doing and things I'm doing. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys a hero picture. Okay? Give me 5 people that have missed Jeff Coleman. Give me 5 people. Yeah, I miss Jeff Coleman too. Who's missed Jeff Coleman? Good morning. Okay. I don't see very many people missing you, Jeff. Are they talking too much? Vegas did. Gleanies, please come back. D misses the captain. Oh, there was a lag. Okay. Higgs, haven't you missed him? I think he's working different times. You guys want to see what he was doing last week? Greg, it's Jeff Coleman, and he's my best friend. And he's the captain of the boat. You guys want to see what he was doing last week? It's hard to see the picture, but he was acting relatively studly. He was out shooting geese and ducks and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. He said, one of these days, Pops, I'm going to take you with me. I said, I don't want to shoot anything. He goes, don't you want to watch? I go, yeah, take me with you. I want to watch. He harvests and eats everything that they I love him. That is not for sport. I mean, there's sport involved. But he'll literally fill up his pantry this winter with duck and geese and other things. Because I'm sure he's running short on walleye. So anyways, I just felt like that was just, Kevin sent me that. Kevin sent me this picture, and Jeff, it's one of the coolest pictures of you. You can't tell from what I just showed, but that is a badass. You belong on, what is one of those hunting magazines? Do they have a hunting, Steve Streety knows. What's those give me a hunting magazine. Field and Stream. Field and Stream, that's where he belongs. I'm going to start something out this morning. 2 little mindful quotes. 2 little mindful quotes. I like this quote a whole lot. The woodsman, Penny. Oh, you're so cute. Penny, I think The Woodsman's about how to make American furniture out of wood. I think The Woodsman, no, I don't know. I think that might be more of a carpenter magazine. I have no idea. Listen to this quick quote. Oh, your husband gets it? Okay. Woodsman. Sounds good. The true aim of everyone who aspires to be a teacher. Does anybody out there aspire to be a teacher? Pops does. I do it, but I also aspire to it. I wish I was better. I'm better now than I was last year in terms of a communicator and a teacher. And I've been teaching all my life, mostly, since I was 32 years old, my first teaching gig. And I've been teaching and or counseling ever since. That's a long time. 33 years I have it in there. Ellen, I don't want to hear that. Because you're teaching, you teach just by the way you act sometimes. How about aspiring to teach? Like man, I like to teach, and I wish I could teach even more. I have an aspiration for it. I think a lot of us here do. I think a lot of us have an amazing panoply of skills. Jeff Coleman, fishing and hunting, he could teach anybody. I mean, amazing different skills. Gypsy Life, she's not here right now, I don't think, but she could teach you how to drive a tow truck. The true aim, there's Kim's one of our professional teachers here. The true aim of everyone who aspires to be a teacher should be not to impart his own opinions, but to kindle minds. Now, isn't that beautiful? My job's not to tell you what I think. If I do, I want to make sure I'm coded in very loudly. This is my opinion only. My job is to get you to think and do it yourself. My job is to get you to grow your own mushrooms. That's a hell of a teacher. Well, how are you going to do it? Well, I'm going to put a book in front of them. I'm going to put the soil in front of them. I'm going to put the colonized spawn in front of them. We're going to put the LC. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to make it healthy and available. Teaching. And I would say teaching, of course, because I feel like I'm one, is one of the highest, most noble professions one can pursue. And if not a profession, a vocation. What's the difference between a profession and a vocation? Well, a profession, we're getting paid to do it, typically. A vocation, we do it because we can't help it. Albert Einstein said, I never came upon any of my discoveries through the process of rational thinking. He didn't follow the norm. He had to get outside of his rational thinking, come up with a new thinking process. We don't do that very well. The ones that do turn out to be pretty amazing teachers. Albert Einstein, we know of him because he was Mr. E equals MC squared. Read a little bit about it. Read his biography. Read some stuff about him. Read him during current events during his life. He was magnetic. His charisma was, he buzzed when he walked in a room, buzzing off of him. Students that took him for a professor for his classes, the most entertaining, educated speaker they'd ever had, and it wasn't just about physics. He could talk about anything and bring it all in. And I'll tell you why. Because he wasn't trying to prove that he was right to you. He was trying to get you to figure it out for yourself. Be that guy. Let's do a quick giveaway. True-false game. I'm going to read 3 statements to you. You're going to tell me if they're true or they're false. At the end of the 3 statements, I'll figure out which 3 people had the answer correct on my screen first. And I'll move forward to a spin-to-win round. Speaking of which, last week, I guess on Friday, we were lucky enough on Friday to have 2 Anthonys qualify on the same spin-win wheel, right? So after spinning, it seems I made a mistake. I awarded the win to the wrong Anthony. The correct Anthony let me know, and we fixed it. We tried to send him something to make up for it. I apologize for that. It seemed like it was a big deal, so yeah. So let's try it again today and see if Pops can do it without making a mistake. I'm not going to do this. Never mind. I was going to do a true false and try not to make a mistake, but not enough of you like it here. There aren't enough people that like it here. There's a whole bunch of people, 30 people here that they don't even like it here. Yeah, you know what? It was a cleanup on aisle 9 Friday when I made that dastardly mistake. How about this? I'm going to read the 3. 71 people, 51 likes. Do you guys think, oh, that's better, 69 to 56? Okay, so some of you woke up. Some of you got out of bed and went and pushed a button somewhere. Good job. Eggs, I love you, man. I can't wait to see you again. I'm going to read 3 statements to you guys. Okay, Streety, I don't like it here. I love it. I love you, Streety. Streety, I don't know if you did earlier when I showed a picture of you at the harvest. I'm going to read 3 statements. Here we go. A police officer gave Ulysses S. Grant a speeding ticket while he was serving as president. True or false? Franklin D. Roosevelt was elected president 5 times. True or false? Alexander Hamilton was the 4th U.S. president. True or false? Go. I'm looking for 3 answers on 1 line. There we go. I got 3 answers. Good job. Doesn't look like it was that hard because a bunch of you guys jumped on those answers right away. But the first 3 on my screen, I'll tell you who they were in a minute. Did Ulysses S. Grant, receive a speeding ticket? How do you get a speeding ticket if you don't even have a car? He was a president in 1872, right? Did they have cars in 1872? Motorcycles, that's what it was. He got a speeding ticket and a motorcycle. How many people said true to the first one? He got a speeding ticket on a horseback? You guys think he was running through town and they stopped the president? Speeding horse. 1872. He's chariot racing through Washington, D.C. We're talking Ulysses S. Grant. He's got a little stub of a cigar sticking out of his mouth. There he goes. Stop him. Give him a ticket. Grant received a ticket for driving his horse-drawn buggy too fast. What? Why did he pull it? He didn't have you know what? When cops get pulled over, they show the badge. He didn't have some kind of a president badge. Hot Rod Grant. Screaming through town. What? That is ridiculous. I love it, though. He just became my 2nd favorite president. Washington will always be my 1st. But Grant, the Speedy Grant, boom. You just moved to the 2nd place, dude. Horse-drawn buggy. All he had to do is say he was on presidential business. Okay? Second one. Franklin Roosevelt was elected president 5 times. No. It was 4. It was 4. And after that, they had to do a constitutional amendment to say, we don't want a guy 4 times anymore. He's practically a dictator. 2's the max. That's it. He'll be the last president that'll be elected 4 times. Now the max you can do is 2, unless we change the Constitution again. And then thirdly, Alexander Hamilton, you know, the guy that's all over our money? Alexander Hamilton, he was the fourth president, correct? No, he was dead by then. He wasn't even the third or the second. He was never a president. He was the Secretary of Treasury. And if you guys remember, what happened to Alexander? He never even got a chance to run for president number 4. He got dueled to death before that. Do you remember? Didn't Aaron Burr challenge him to a duel? Then shot him on the banks of the Potomac in the early foggy morning? What a way to die. Come on, man. You guys are like presidential material and you're out there shooting each other. That's it. I'm offended. I'm offended, sir. I will slap you with a glove. Choose your weapons. That's ridiculous. Which 3 people got it correct first? Well, let's tell you. Let's show you. The very first person was Catzilla. 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 Do it with Nerf guns. That's good, Ms. Reg Badger. That's good. Except we're teaching him to duel in the first place. Catzilla, you're number 1. B. Hendricks. B. Hendricks, you're number 2. B. Hendricks. And number 3 is my buddy RX1. Well, they're all my buddies, but RX1s. Why I say my buddy is because this is his favorite game. He loves that I used this lid from 1977. This is my first tub, the lid from my very first tub in 1977. And then I turned it into the spin to win lid. Okay? So when he found out that this thing's been around since 1977, he was like, that's pretty darn cool. All right, here we go. Well, who is that? Number 3, that's RX1s. RX. Ryan, send me your address. And I'm going to send you an eighth of ODPE. Okay? I'm sending you this to you, this. I need your address today, please. Today, please. Last week, you guys took advantage of me, and I let you. This week, you'll probably try to take advantage of me again. Let's see if I let you. Okay. Tony, we're doing great this morning. Good morning, everybody. I haven't heard from anybody. Was yesterday's program with Broccolio pretty good? How did it go with Brock? He says that he was dancing. I'll tell you what happened when he was done. I saw him about 10:15, 10:20 yesterday. First of all, I looked at him and I go, I don't think I've ever seen you look that high. I mean, dude was smashed. What are you guys doing? What the heck are you guys doing to him? I don't want him smoking live. That's just not a very smart thing to do. Is he smoking live with you guys? I have to have a talk with him. He was ripped. Not only that, but he was then on a regular, almost like an adrenaline high for about the next 2 hours. Like, oh, bouncing around. I haven't seen you in this good a mood in a long time. What's going on? What's going on? What are you guys up to out there on Monday mornings? Seriously, I don't pay attention. I actually don't pay attention on purpose. I don't want to have to get in there and be the dad and say, stop it, kids. But I feel like you guys are upstairs doing something. Am I right? I feel like you guys are upstairs doing stuff that the parents would be yelling up there, knock it off! If I have to come up there, it'll be you'll be sorry. Okay? I really feel like Niffy. I feel like you guys. That's the reason I avoid Mondays lately. I don't want to come upstairs. I don't know what's going on up here, Dad. I feel like there is, though. I honestly feel like it. Because I'm avoiding it. Don't make me lose the program, you guys. Okay, please? You know how we have to rein Jesus Christ in Australia in sometimes? Feel free to do that to Brock anytime you want. Anytime you want, just reel him back in a little bit, okay? What's this gig? Brock Broke Radio? Brock on Broke Radio? What? I don't want to go upstairs, okay? Hags, I'm practically going to turn you into the locker room monitor, okay? You guys know darn good and well what I'm talking about, too. You're getting away with murder on Mondays. Now it's like, oh, yeah, back to being kind of serious, and then he's going to actually preach to us at the end of this. And we all have to be kind and stuff. Can we just do karaoke? No. Kids. You guys are like, Monday. Can't wait for Monday. Really? What's going on out there? Humidity. Cleany knows. Cleany's like, you're right, Pops. We were out of control. You're right. We'll clean up the Snoop table a little bit. Can you straighten up the Snoop table before I come upstairs? Okay. Manic Mondays. Redburger's gonna chooses to be the monitor. Marijuana Mondays. No, that's what I'm trying to say no to. Okay, a bunch of sarcastic stoners, Cleany. Oh gosh, darn it! I'm glad you guys are remembering what goofballs. You know, you wouldn't have acted like that if Pops was there, right? You wouldn't have acted. Well, he wouldn't have acted like that. All right. Humidity. We were talking about it last week and how important it is. But then we forgot to tell you how to figure it out. Okay? Get yourself a hygrometer. That's a big word. It's fun to say. High, H-Y. Not high like you guys were yesterday with Brock. This is a different kind of high. It's just an H-Y. Okay? Get your minds back in class now. It's not a hydrometer. No, Tony. That's going to be about water. Herbie just spelled it correctly. Everybody look at the way Herbie spelt it. That's a very, very important tool that we like to use. And you can buy cheap ones. And you can spend a little more money on one. I'm going to suggest that when you do get around to buying your hygrometer, that you buy a good one. You'll want to go ahead and spend $1 or $2 on it. Because it wants to be calibrated and wants to read back to you something close to a relative number. Now remember, when we're talking about humidity in general, we're talking about relative humidity. And so relative humidity is what we're dealing with. Okay? A hygrometer. Using a high quality human or synthetic hygrometer that is certified and accurate within plus or minus 5% is a fairly accurate and inexpensive means to monitoring humidity level. Using this meter as a guide, humidity levels are adjusted in the fruiting space according to your design or your grow. Most inexpensive hygrometers found in horticulture shops are inaccurate at higher humidity levels. The really cheap ones, once you get into the 90 to 95, it's not really giving you a good reading anymore. It's just wet. So it's just going to give you a reading. Most hygrometers, if you didn't really realize it, there's human hair or synthetic hair inside that hygrometer that I don't know how it works, but that's part of the inside workings of the thing. There's also available the idea of a humidistat. Humidistat. What's a humidistat? It's a device that measures humidity, and it controls electric humidification systems for larger operations. If you're running a Martha tent, for example, a Martha tent is basically a huge tub. This would be a good application. The humidistat would be good if you were running a small Martha tent to a really big one. The reality is, what we're doing at the grow house right now, the one room, we have one bedroom that's dedicated. Where is it? Hold on. That's dedicated to just racks and tubs and bags. That room itself has to maintain a certain humidity. The room. So we have the walls lined, the floor covered in some areas. We have to keep a certain humidity in there. So for something like that, we're looking for a humidistat that will electrically turn back. It's like a thermostat. It's gonna, boop, I need more humidity. I'm going to send moisture into the room, and usually it's coupled with a humidifier. So it'll automatically turn your humidifier on, pump some air back, some watery air back into the room, into the tub, into the Martha tent, into whatever it is, to get it back up to acceptable humidity levels. This isn't something that you normally use at home on a 1 tub, 10 tub grow. This is something you use because you have a large space and you're trying to control the whole large space. Low-cost humidistats tend to malfunction at high humidity levels. Those high humidity levels that are necessary for primordial functions, formations. Expensive humidistats also get damaged by heavy spore loads. I didn't know that. That said, some humidistats are better than others and are preferred by growers that wish to invest in this optional device. I'll be heading over to the grow house later today. If I can remember, I'll take a picture of the humidistat that we're using over there and post it on my IG account so you can see that. But this is what I would recommend for any of the for us home growers. We've gone through this before. I'm covering it once again because there's new people here that haven't seen this, and I just want to introduce them to this idea. Okay, those of you that have seen me do this or show this before, I apologize for the repeat nature, but there's a bunch of new people that haven't heard this before. Okay, how would I check conveniently? How do I check the temperature and the humidity inside my tub without even opening the tub? I can check it remotely. We have a product out there that I've been using for almost 3 years now, and it's called a GoV. Again, Hager wrote it correctly. It's called a GoV monitor. If you go to the GoV site or Amazon or something, there's a bunch of different GoV things, products that they offer, gauges, thermometers, all kinds of. What you're looking for is the one that is a combination hygrometer, thermometer. It'll read both your humidity and the heat that's developing inside of your tub. Okay? It's spelled Govee, Govee. All right? The good news about this too is it takes that information of what's happening inside the tub and it sends it Bluetooth to your phone. So I could be sitting on my phone miles away and I'd be looking at this and I would know what the readings inside my tub are. I think there is a range, and I typically don't look from miles away. But if I'm anywhere in the lab or the grow house, I can tell what the temperature inside my tub is by using my Govee monitor. I think they're costing somewhere in the neighborhood. The last one that I bought, I think cost around $25, $28. Highly recommend it because I feel like it's done a great job of working. Let me show you what I do with this is what it looks like. For those of you that want to write it down, I'll even tell you the model number right now. H5074. H5074. If you go to their site, that'll be the number. Greenie wrote it down. H5074. And this little guy, you see this? This little guy, he's going to read the humidity and the temperature inside my tub. What I do with it is I have it mounted on my lid like that, so that the Govee monitor is hovering over the top of my surfaced cake, but it's not touching the cake. I don't want it touching the cake because if it sits in the cake, it's going to give me a false reading. I want to know what the ambient temperature and humidity of the air is, not the surface. If I want to know what the surface is, I'll go in there with the cake thermometer. Okay? This is measuring my air temperature, ambient air temperature, and my humidity, and it's sending a report to my phone. And that's how we do that. Now, I don't have it to show you here. 3 for $27.99 on the site right now. That's fantastic. You got to go get them. What you're going to want to do, I'm going to give you a little trick. If this is going to be sitting inside your tub, which is what I recommend, 2 things. Just for the purpose of demonstration, what I've done is I've taped the monitor to the lid. I have found many times if I tape the monitor to the lid, I'll go back once in a while, the monitor will be laying on the cake. The humidity inside the tub sometimes loosens the tape and the weight of the thing drops. So I don't recommend taping inside the lid because I know that water will get up in there and eventually this thing will work loose and fall. So what I do is I drill a hole through the lid, small hole. I stick this through and I tape on this side. And then I put a tape on this side, covering the hole and holding the string down. Okay? So that gets it. I don't have to worry about tape. There's one more thing that I do. And that is that around the monitor itself, as it's hanging here, I take some of my polyfill and I put a little bundle of polyfill between the string, the lid, and the monitor. I put a little bundle of polyfill on here. What happens is over time, if you don't have a polyfill on there, moisture will start developing and little rivulets of moisture will start falling down and onto your monitor. And now your monitor is not reading correctly. Now it's like going to read rain. So if you put a little buffer here, a little polyfill, cotton, some kind of a buffer on your string, that's what gets wet, absorbs all of the moisture, and it doesn't string down onto the monitor. Okay? So I will guarantee you, you add a hygrometer, you add this tool to your grow, and first of all, your tech level is going to go to the next level. You're going to be going, man, is that cool. But this is what happens. Here's my monitors. I have different monitors that I'm looking at on my phone. I have a lab tent monitor. I have a test tub monitor. I have a monitor number 1, a monitor number 2. All of these are placed at different places, depending on what I'm doing. And when I need to, I just go in, okay, what's going on in my lab tent? I can tell what the temperatures are. I can tell what the relative humidity is. And it keeps track of this, keeps track of it by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the month, and by the year. I can go back and for a week, look at what's been the relative humidity going on inside my tub. So, what you want to do is get it your setup to where your temperature is always right about right there. And your humidity, whoop, right about right there. And dial your setup in using your phone. Give me 5 people that think that's a neat idea, even though I've told it to you before. And some of you have already gone shopping and told us you can get 3 of these for less than $30 from Amazon. That's $10 a tub to keep track of. Do I put one in every tub? No. If I have 10 tubs, I'll put one in. I'll put one right in the middle somewhere. And that'll be my sample tub. I don't have to have, like, that's, but Pops, it's going to cost me, I'm running 50 tubs. Do I have to get 50 monitors? No. If you are running 50 tubs, put 2 monitors in somewhere and keep track. And all 50 tubs are going to be right about that range. Okay? So even if you just had one, it's going to give you, now I put them inside the tub, and then I'll also put one inside the tent itself. The one that's inside the tent that the tubs are in, I'm not looking for humidity in that one, but I am making sure that I keep the same temperature in the tent that'll keep the temperature correct inside the tub. They may not be the same. I might have to run an 80 temperature in my tent to get a 78 degree temperature inside my tub. Get what I'm saying? So it's all kinds of fun that you get to be, and now you're a scientist at home. Ghastly, 50's nothing. So, that we talked about humidity, humidistats, hygrometers, all kinds of ways. And then there's the good old eyeball test. There's the good old eyeball test on humidity. Is the sides of my tubs moist? If the sides of my tubs are moist, chances are I've got some good humidity going on in there. Is it raining inside my tub where I can literally see water running down my tub? It might be a little high. You might be close to raining inside there. You might want to take the lid off and fan it real good for a good 2 minutes and put it back. Is it too dry? Am I looking at the sides of my tubs and gosh, I don't really see much moisture at all. Get your atomizer out. Notice I'm avoiding seeing the word mister. Mist, Let's use atomizers in this business. It's another one, costs you another couple of dollars. Amazon. When you're looking up Mister, don't look up Mister. Look up atomizer. An atomizer simply does what? It breaks up the little molecules of water we're spraying out even finer. And that's what we like, because we want it to feel more like fog and mist across the mountains than sprayed right out of the end of our plastic bottles. Okay? I'm glad to hear and see all of the back and forth stuff that you guys are talking about here. It's fantastic the way you're teaching each other. So thank you for that. Tomorrow we're going to pick up again. We're going to recover FAE, Pop's literally favorite subject relative to mycology. Fresh air exchange. Okay? We're going to be talking about that. I know we talked about it before, but there's always new stuff to talk about whenever you talk about fresh air exchange, because it's fresh. It's a fresh idea. Let me get a reading in, and then we're going to do one more giveaway. I have a quarter that I want to give away. I'll be honest with you, it's not the prettiest quarter. Quarter of ODPE. Quarter ounce. It's the bottom of the bag. These are the fruits that were left at the bottom after I got finished making a bunch of stuff. I was like, what am I going to do with those? Those look really blue, but they're like not. What am I going to do with those? And I thought to myself, it was simple. Give them to the kids. Okay? If they can behave, keep it down up there. You guys have been doing a good job today. Okay? You guys have been doing a really good job. Alan, have a good time. Penny, I just got word that Pop Shrooms is coming through. Burying and planting. Burying and planting. There is very little difference between burying and planting. For often, we need to put dead things to rest so that new life can grow. And further, the thing put to rest, whether it be a loved one, a dream, or even a false way of seeing, it becomes fertilizer for a new life form. Man, I like that. I like that idea. These false ideas, even these false these programs that I'm putting to rest, burying. I'm not burying them because I don't want to deal with them anymore. I'm not burying them as a form of avoidance. I'm burying them as a form of fertilization. They're still there in the ground. They're creating a new way to inform me. They're informing me. They're giving me a new set of nutrients. It's a fertilizer for the life about to form. As the well-used thing that we buried joins with the earth, the old love fertilizes the new love. The broken dream fertilizes the dream yet conceived. The painful way of being that strapped us to the world, those creepy programs of ours, those fertilize the freer stance about to unfold. We're still in progress. None of us are done. There isn't a single one of us sitting here right now that's done. What do you want to be? You still get to choose. Remember there was a 65-year-old guy named Colonel Sanders? I want to be a millionaire. Okay. And he made it happen. I was reading a rando facto. I'll read those later. The broken dream fertilizes the dream yet conceived. This is very helpful when considering the many forms of self that we inhabit over a lifetime. Have you metamorphosized? Are you different now than you were 5 years ago? 10, 15, 20? How many different selves have you had? Oh my God, I can't even count how many different. I love it. I want to be a new self almost every day. The times I'm not a new self are the times I'm sitting on a couch and I'm working on my depression. I'm trying to build it up. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to stay more depressed? Stay right here. One self carries us to the extent of its usefulness, and then it dies. One of my selves goes as far as it can, and then boop, time to bury you. Fertilize a new one. I've had dreams in mycology. I'm moving forward. We're moving at warp speed in developing new things and just really building a myco community. And inside of this progress have been quote unquote failures. Things that I had to put to bed. Things that I had to bury. They're not going to work. That was an idea. It was a self. It was something. But I have to bury that one so my new one can move forward. I'm looking at that one. I've had relationships I've had to bury. That guy's not going to help me move the myco community forward. I found out he's a wolf. He's not here for the right reason. I got to put that to bed without blaming anyone. One self carries us to the extent of usefulness and it dies. We are then forced to put that once beloved skin to rest, to join it with the ground of spirit from which it came, so that it may fertilize the next skin of self that will carry us into tomorrow. That's good, Ms. Red. There is always grief for what is lost, but there's always surprise for what is to be born. Much of our pain in living comes from wearing a dead and useless skin, refusing to put it to rest, or from burying it. We'd rather hide things than relinquish them. Do you know that? I'd rather hide things than relinquish them. Now that is heavy. That's one of the reasons I love tea. I used to be a hypocrite when I would teach or preach. Do it like this, and then I'm not. Hiding instead of relinquishing. Being a hypocrite instead of authentic. For every new way of being, there is a failed attempt. For every sprig that breaks the surface, there is an old stick stirring underground. For every moment of joy sprouting, there's a new moment of struggle in the root. Now that means a lot to me as a farmer. I only see the sprout. I forget what's going on in that root. The work the roots are doing. Well, I just sit there and praise the sprout. We live, embrace, and put to rest our dearest things, including ourselves, so we can resurrect anew. There's a lot of lessons in there for Pops. Happy birthday to a pretty girl. Happy birthday. We can twinkle and we can twirl because she's a good one. We hold on to her. Her name is Penny Pack. Packing pennies, packing them back. She's a penny and she can attack. Penny, penny, penny pack. Don't you know we want you back? And happy birthday to Penny Pack. Happy birthday. She always comes back, and we love to have Penny Mama here. We just hope we can all cheer Penny Pack. Happy birthday today. Vegas, I'll have a birthday song for you ready too. Happy birthday to Penny Pack. If any of you have met her in person, you will never stop seeing her smile. When I think Penny Pack, she's a walking around smile. Lovely, lovely, lovely lady. And thanks for being in our lives, Penny. Thanks for spending the time and the effort to be our friend. Appreciate you. Okay. Final giveaway. Let's just do numbers. I want to give a 1/4 ounce to somebody. It's not the prettiest quarter, but it's a good quarter. Numbers 1 through 50. Go. Okay, got it. Numbers 1 through 50. Who's going to say the number first? I haven't seen it yet, Vegas. I'm waiting for that number to appear on my screen. Here we go. Who's going to say it first? I love you guys. Thanks for being here today. It's been a great day. What are we doing here? I still haven't seen it, Anthony Hunt. I'm waiting for it. Where's that number at? Where is it? I haven't seen it. I have not seen it yet. Here we go. Have I seen it? Boom! Right there. Oh, Ephraim, you were so close, because Mike Barabal has a 26. It's a 26 right there. Mike Barabal said it, and Ephraim Moreno came in right behind him. Mr. Mike Barabal is the first 26 on my screen. Mikey, if you like it, send me your address. And I'll send this to you. But I got to get your address. So I'm expecting addresses today from RX1s and Mike Barabal. You guys go have a beautiful day. Teach goodness, teach kindness. Aspire to teaching. Give the best part of yourself away. And then you've got all this room to have more best part. You know what I mean? If you give the best part of yourself away, Ms. Red, you have all this empty space to have more best parts to give away later. And usually what gets filled out, if you're giving the best parts away, usually doesn't get filled back up with bad parts. Usually if you give best parts away, newer best parts come in. Have a great day. Love you guys. R&R Shrooms and Penny Pack. The DetroitMushLab.net. That's exactly how to get a hold of us. Kim, have a fleeky day. Haven't said fleeky in a minute. Two Hawks and Summer Wheat and File 13 and Streety. I love you, Streety. SSW, MDK, free. The Ancient Ones, free. You wouldn't believe how cool it is to go flying. You'd be really good at it. Married, Ms. Red, Mike Barabal, Slingy Anthony. There you go. I like what you just said. Matt, Cleany, Higgs, have a great day, my good friend. Sunshine Valley Skater, Sling Blade, Billy D, Mom's Munchies, good morning, Mom. D. Anderson, Ms. Red, giving us all. Marmar's, file 13. I didn't say 12, I said 13. Mike Baraball, grade 8. Roy T. Roy with a big T. Jesus Christ in Australia. Thank you, mate. Tony Laughlin. Married Michael. Hello, married. You too. Bridget. Out of control. RX. Saska Mojo. Laura. Have a divine day. Bob Johnson. MDK. Justin White. Captain Cannabinoid. Your numbers are like 77 minutes late, you have lag. Mike Baraball, Jesus Christ. Marcy plants flowers. Marcy, come back and talk to us soon. Ghastly Gruesome. Michael Brown has a Tiffany around. I know it. Deborah, she's a pearl. Mars, Jimmy Max. Catzilla, meow. Mushmouth, I love you, bro. Skip, Trippin', Hippie. Herbie Von Werby, Kuhu, Kabop. Summer Wheat, Tony Laughlin, Ghastly Pennypack, I love you. Happy birthday. Send me your address. Vegas, 5280. Vegas, I need an address. 5280 all day. Mike, MDKJC, married Michael, file 13. Love Slinger, Slingin' Love. Jackson, Clean Grow, Michael Brown, Ephraim, oh, so close. B. Hendricks, Pidgey, Page. We know where you are, Paige. We have our eye on you. Ms. Justin White, Jolie the Pretty Cantor, Tony the Exception, good morning Exception, Michael Brown the Waz, Nippy Herbie, I'm running out of breath, Michael Brown, Jesus Christ, Two Hawks, Ms. Red Badger, Deborah is a Pearl, Ephraim, Herbie, Mushmouth, Two Hawks. Whoa. Have a good day. Kindness, let that be the key.